Wisconsin right now.
You are correct. Sure.
Did you stop that?
Joy is there.
Don't be scared. I just want to play a game with you.
The house is haunted by the echo of your last goodbye. The house is haunted by the echo of your last goodbye. The house is haunted by memories that refuse to die. I can't get away from a vision that brings intimate glimpses of intimate.
Stop clowning around, Troy.
A voice in my heart like a tart singer sings. I wonder who's kissing her now. The house is haunted by the echo of your favorite song. The place is cluttered up with roses that have lived too long, much too long. The ceiling is white, but the shadows are black. A ghost in my heart says she'll never come back. The house is haunted by the echo of your last goodbye.
There's still 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Hey Troy, can you share this to the Haunt Insiders page?
The house is haunted by the echo of your last goodbye. The house is haunted by the echo of your last goodbye. The house is haunted by memories that refuse to die. I can't get away from a vision that brings intimate glimpses of intimate things. A voice in my heart like a tart singer sings. I wonder who's kissing her now. The house is haunted by the echo of your favorite song. The place is cluttered up with roses that have lived too long, much too long.
Good evening and welcome to the Haunt Hour with with your host, Dan Doble, Susie Fleesick, and Troy Crivello. Join us tonight as we talk about all things haunting and Halloween during the Haunt Hour.
Welcome, everybody, to another Haunt Hour. I am your host, Dan, the Haunt Guy Doble, coming to you live tonight. I think Troy's somewhere around here. Troy? I know Susie is not here right now. She's at the beach enjoying. Hey! What? Who the hell is this?
Oh, hi.
Just clowning around.
Oh, this is a clown show, right?
Yeah, it's a clown show, all
It's
right.
a clown show. Yeah.
Got a clown on here.
Yeah, I'm a clown.
Yeah, you're clowning around. I can see that.
Clown around. See, it says clowning right there.
Yeah, I see it. I see it very well.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh God, there's two of them now. Oh God, look at that.
Oh my
Two of
God.
them. Look, I think
How does that happen?
Is he
I don't even know what's going
mansplaining
on.
in that? Are you mansplaining? What?
I am.
Close
I have
your
a fun
legs.
story to tell you about that.
Oh,
Hey, look, there it is. There he is. Hey, how's it going, Troy?
Did you say that Susie was at the beach?
Well, that was what her excuse was.
I think that I found I have people that follow her around because I've been told that I'm a stalker and I like to get on people's Facebook pages and do things to their pictures and stuff. So I actually have a person over in that area. I didn't know that Pennsylvania had a beach. I thought they were landlocked. So she must have went somewhere.
She went to the lake.
Oh, okay. So
I
I have super secret spy video of Susie on the beach.
Are you going to show us this?
Yeah. I'm trying to hold on. Let me get my. Hold on.
Should we get Susie on the line just to verify this?
Okay. I'm being told we can go live now.
All right, let's do it.
I found her.
Yeah, she's surfing.
She is living the life right now. Look at this.
She's all by herself.
Oh,
was that Troy?
There's Dan's tongue. What? Dan, I don't understand what's going on here.
I don't either, and I don't know why you called that my tongue, but whatever.
Yeah. So.
Well, at least we know that she's safe.
Yeah.
She's.
I think she might need some sunscreen. She's looking a little red.
Well, she's got a week to figure it out. When she comes back, she can explain herself.
She definitely needs to explain herself.
Oh my gosh! So speaking of explaining ourselves, well, it's just you and I tonight. We've got the Psychotic Circus in Savannah, right? Did I say that right?
Of Savannah. Yeah.
So we're gonna talk to them. It's
Ohio
amazing.
It's the Psychotic Circus.
The,
you have to say it like that.
I gotta put the the only one.
Mm-hmm.
They are home haunters / vloggers, and they are on our show tonight, and we get to talk to them. I'm super excited. I'm not gonna lie.
This is gonna be another one of those shows where I just say I quit afterwards because after thumbing through his 19,000 pages of YouTube videos, I'm like, oh, I have like 4. That's cool. Oh wait, Susie says call me. I don't know. We're gonna have to say we can't because
because of technical difficulties, we cannot. Otherwise, we totally would. We totally would, Susie. If you're listening right now, we would totally call you, but for reasons that we cannot divulge, we cannot use.
She says Troy's the one who's red. She's Italian. She don't burn.
Oh, okay.
Okay, go back to sunning yourself, Susie. We'll take care of the show.
Sunning yourself at 10 o'clock at night.
Right?
Fantastic. Well, Susie, if you are still watching, we miss you. And we can't wait to talk to you next week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes.
Back to the show. Things that are happening this week. Lots of things are happening this week. I really don't want to talk about anything that's happening this week, but I'm going to leave it up to you to tell us what's going on.
How, Dan,
Yes, yeah.
I do want to ask. Inquiring minds want to know. does your foot taste bad, or did you put ketchup on it before you put it in mouth?
Oh, I always put my foot in my mouth.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
that's what I do.
I mean, does it
I
taste
put
like
my-
bacon? I don't know.
No, it doesn't. It tastes like foot.
It tastes
And
like
it tastes like foot, and it never gets old. I'll be honest. I will put my foot in my mouth all the time.
I think
Hey,
it's gangrenous
hey.
now.
That's a pro tip.
That's
a pro tip.
Pro tip: never take the foot out of the mouth.
Never take your foot out of your mouth, because then you have to put it back in.
You do, and then it's a whole ordeal. And
It's a whole. We just don't want to go into that.
But
So
you are quite flexible at this point in your life. I take it.
yeah, well, once a foot in the mouth, always a foot in the mouth. It
I've
is
never
what it
put
is.
my foot in my mouth, so I
Never,
don't know what that feels like.
Never. Anyway, enough with the clowning around.
Clowning around.
What do you got going on, Troy? Anything to talk about before we bring on Jonathan.
Yeah, just a little bit. We I didn't even update the webpage yet, but my news is that stop laughing at me. My news is that myself and Jim Erickson operate the Northwest Terror Tours in Oregon and Washington, and we finally have announced all 4 of the haunted houses that we are having on the tour this year in October. And we see there's a webpage. It looks cool.
Oh, look at that. It looks fantastic.
All right. And it's October 1st and 2nd in Portland, Oregon. I know. I'll keep you out of the bad parts. Don't worry. And
the whole time you get there.
The whole time I will make sure that you do not see Portland while you're there. We're going to block out the windows. So it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I have to market my way out of Portland. That's the way I have to market this show.
Well, yeah, well,
but, we have a lot of great haunts. The reason we had to wait so long to announce it was that one of the haunted houses, actually 2 of them, decided to join forces and create a mega haunt. And they're actually going to have 3 haunted houses in there. And I couldn't say where we were going because I can't be the one to divulge that information before they do. So I didn't want to steal their thunder. And so we had to wait for them to iron out all the details and the contracts and everything. And so we have everything ironed out. Everything is ready to go. We already have, I believe half the bus is already sold out.
That's amazing.
So it's 2 nights and we got a hotel and we have haunted houses and all kinds of fun stuff.
Anything new with the territories this year than years past?
No, not yet. Just trying to get back into actually having a tour. And we're still working on some stuff to see if we can get some other stuff going on the weekends. I know that we have an underground tour here in Portland. We have escape rooms we may be able to do and stuff like that. So as the next month and a half goes on, we will try to figure out what else we can do on that. But we are working on getting more sponsors. We have several right now. One was just announced today, Stiltby Studios, Halloween Shirt Company, and
Haunt Collective's in there too. I'm sure of it. They just
sure. I mean, you're down here somewhere, I think. Yeah.
Just haven't sent their check yet.
Yeah. So these are last year's sponsors. The majority of them will be back. Fright Props. They're always a sponsor of ours. Atmos Effects. Things like that. So yeah, but basically we get on a really nice bus and we go see haunted houses and we have a great time. We have swag. We have swag bags that I don't even know.
I went on, was it the first one that I went on?
Yeah, you went on the first one with us.
Oh my God. It was fun as hell. It was fun as hell. I mean, I don't know what was scarier, the haunted houses or watching Jim get hammered and then trying to make his way through the haunted houses. But either way, it was a great time. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
And also we have bikini drive-through baristas too.
Oh my gosh.
Which Dan does not have in Wisconsin, evidently.
No,
and we had to go to one immediately upon him flying in.
So that was a story in itself, my friend.
Yes, it was.
That whole weekend was a story. I mean, we could make a movie on that whole.
Yes.
Even the time I got off the plane to the time I got back on the plane, it was
my face hurt. My face hurt because I
was
laughing so hard.
Trying to find people, and then somebody took your keys. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And we had to walk in the rain all 4 blocks to a bar where we found Brandy.
It was Brandy.
And I don't even remember who else was there.
Brandy, there were.
This is a hot mess.
Yeah.
It was a hot mess. Sitting in the car watching these drunk people rub their bodies against the windows.
Well, and then,
Oh my
and then
God.
of course we had Gordon the fisherman.
Oh my gosh.
standing
Anyway,
outside.
we digress because nobody else is like, I don't give a shit about
Like
this.
what?
Whatever. We're just
There's
reminiscing.
videos on YouTube. You'll find them later.
Go find them. Yeah.
But yeah, so
Portland-
we are
Portland
having that.
excursion.
That's our big news. We finally have the tour all lined up and ready to go. So if you're going to be in the Northwest area, we will accommodate you. The hotel is near the airport, so it's like, and they have a shuttle, so it's a 5-minute shuttle ride from the airport to the hotel. Cheap hotel, not cheap quality, cheap price, and it's not going to be like the one in Murfreesboro. With Ethel standing outside. I promise. I promise. They have a pool. And so we got that. We'll have a pool party. It'll be fine.
We got that going for us.
Don't worry about it. Just take the 2 yellow pills when you walk in the room, and it'll all be fine. Don't take the blue ones though.
Speaking of everything will be fine. Let's move on to the show and let's introduce Jonathan here.
Oh,
Jonathan,
okay.
Can you hear us? Tell me you can hear us.
Yes, I definitely hearing.
Oh,
I do want to say something real quick.
oh no.
You know, and have and the cheap hotel. Definitely sound.
We're trying to get your audio to work back again.
Yeah, you're cutting in and out. Try it again. You're like that's what it sounds like. Keep talking.
But I heard cheap hotel. So
yeah.
That's all that
matters. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yes.
so Jonathan, the
Yes,
Psychotic
sir.
Circus of Savannah. Tell us about
Yes,
it.
sir.
Give us your elevator pitch on who you are and where you've come from and where you're at right now and why you do what you do.
Sure. So started when I was I don't know what kind of language we can use on here.
Any kind of language you want.
Any.
Okay. So when I was a little kid, was kind of a pussy, and I was afraid of the any kind of Halloween stuff that was near my house. I grew up in the 80s. There was a guy, Juice, and he scared the living shit out of me. And then one day it just like clicked, this is a guy dressing up for Halloween. And ever since then, I just fell in love with all Halloween, but for me, a complete different things did. I'm sure all of us have absolutely perfected. And then I decided one year I moved from San Diego to Texas. Hey, let's try to do a little house electronics. And then the first year we trick or treater. We buy animatronics and build stuff, and it just continues to grow to last over readers per night. And been whole YouTube thing that I got into was all by accident as well. Like I took a film of some of my animatronics, I put it in a Facebook group of all places, and I jumped up 2 or 3 weeks later. I was like,
Yeah.
Dan, I think we're gonna have to fix his audio.
All right. So what?
should I unmute myself? Would that help?
Let's try it because
Yeah, let's try
right
it.
now it just sounds like really weak.
Is that better?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then we've got.
So Dan, turn down.
It's not going to be me. It's going to be on his phone. Okay, so I'm gonna have. Oh, turn.
Are you hearing an echo or something?
Yeah, a little bit, but
If I
Dan,
pull it back here.
if you unmute yourself or turn yours down, you can maybe mute and unmute as you talk.
Or we can have him try going on the link through the internet on his phone.
Let me try that. Here, let me.
Mute this.
Do you have a link still?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, while he's trying that, if you go follow the link through your phone, you should be able to pull it up, and then you can just use it through there. We'll see how that works. Troy.
Yes.
So what are we
So-
looking? What are we looking at right now? While
So yeah, his
there he is. There it is.
he was touching on the fact that he basically started out small and got bigger and bigger and bigger, had a lot of trick-or-treaters, and started doing stuff on the YouTube with with the different animatronics and stuff like that. That is one thing that is on his YouTube page, is just a ton of videos, unboxings, reviews, little funny stuff, shorts, and then he's got build videos, and then the yearly videos like this. I know that from the as a judge for the Home Haunter Awards, I know that he's entered and he got very high marks the last 2 years. So it's it's looking awesome.
No way we can fix that audio, but I know that we're live now. If you guys give me literally like 40 seconds.
Take
We
it.
got you.
Take it, man.
Yep.
All right. So I'm literally going to get up, so I'll be back.
All right. Sounds
Okay.
like a plan.
All right.
We're just
All
going to chat.
Yeah, we're just gonna chat.
We're just going to chat.
So as you can see with he's got he actually just went to the Spirit in New Jersey that opened up.
Oh, I can't wait to talk to him about that.
Yes. So he went and did you can see it's kid in a candy store,
Yeah.
I
see that Cameron John just popped on. He's a YouTuber out on the East Coast, and I was wondering if you're watching, Cameron, did you go to the Spirit opening? Just message over here and we can see it, because it looked amazing, and I didn't even know there was such a thing until Jonathan posted on there that they were leaving to go to that show, and I'm like, no way, this is amazing. The flagship store, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And for a home haunter, I mean, it's like heaven. I'm
By
surprised.
the way, as soon as I saw this thing, you'll see it here in a minute. Cameron said yes, he did.
Yes.
But I mean, the video quality that he's doing with all the the freeze frame stuff, and then doing the pricing,
like
that is very cool.
It is. It kept me watching.
Yes,
I'm not gonna lie.
Absolutely. But the one thing that I noticed that is going to be high on every haunter's list, not this, well, maybe, maybe him. He's actually, I mean, that's actually pretty fleshed out. I like how much there's actually a girth to that thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to show it or not in this one, because these are all the different. So as you're walking in, if you notice right back here, there's this sign back here. It says 92 days till Halloween. It doesn't have a Spirit logo on it.
This is what you were talking about.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, you're there. Talk to me, Jonathan.
Nope. Go back and unmute yourself again, because we heard you. But if he can't hear us.
No.
Anyways. So yes, this is what I was talking about. This sign back here doesn't have any Spirit insignia on it, doesn't say it on there, nothing. So when you go to your Spirit store, supposedly, and I got this from an insider, I won't name his name, Kevin, that if you go into the store, there's a book behind the counter, Kevin told me, and it is all of the display stuff is in this book, and you can write your name on it and pay for it, and you can get that sign or this Halloween Factory sign, things like that. I've noticed in the last couple of years, they've actually put little cards down on these displays, and it will price out the individual things that are on it, like the lights, the archway. So they'll actually price them out, and you can walk up and tell the person, I want to buy this. You buy it. They hold it obviously till the store closes on November 1st, and you can come pick it up.
No shit.
That 92 days till Halloween sign is coming home with me. I don't care how much it is.
Is it the whole entrance, or is it just the sign?
I believe it's probably going to be the whole entrance, but it may just be the sign on the top of it. If I can just get the sign on top of it, that's fine. If I have to get the whole entrance or the whole tunnel thing, fine, that's fine too. I'll use it. I'll tear it apart, whatever.
I can tell you that I know that they do sell it separately.
Oh, good.
In that video, or I don't think it's in the video actually, but
it was in your other video.
Yeah, we did have it where it breaks down the pricing. You can get it separately.
Okay.
And you guys can hear me better now?
Oh my gosh.
It's
It's
perfect.
like a whole
now.
new show.
I know, right?
Round of applause. Oh my gosh. The technology.
I know.
Jonathan, it only took you 3 hours. Good job.
Right. I had a better chance than in smoke signals.
Well,
Right.
you know,
Right. So
it's not
so-
definitely not perfect.
so do a quick recap of
Yes.
how you
Oh.
became where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now it like, doesn't even matter now at this point,
Yeah,
right? Well, I started building a haunted house. This will be our 4th year. And I originally started because when I was a little kid, I was kind of a pussy and I got scared of this guy's haunted house that he was dressed up like Beetlejuice.
Oh.
And something clicked and I realized it was a grown man that was doing this just to entertain us. So I decided that when I was an adult, I wanted to build my own haunted house, and we started about, I think this will be our 4th year. I originally, even the YouTube thing was kind of on accident, to be honest with you. I bought some animatronics for my first Halloween, and I just filmed a couple of them, and I put them on YouTube, used that link, put it on Facebook, and then maybe like, I don't know, 3 weeks later or something, I jumped onto YouTube, and I had a notification bubble at the top right-hand corner, and it was like, you have 400 and some odd subscribers and 15,000 views. And I said, I guess I should probably start doing YouTube. And my wife has always been encouraging me since the day I met her, literally encouraging me to jump on YouTube. So decided that I'd probably just listen to what she told me to do.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing.
So
Yeah.
so it's safe to say that you are a haunt couple and that you both do this, and that because there's a lot of husbands or wives that are like, my husband doesn't like Halloween, my wife doesn't like Halloween. Is that not the case?
Well, actually, she wasn't into it when I first met her.
Okay.
But she very quickly got into it. And we kind of have a rule that I get to do Halloween the way I want to, and she gets to do Christmas the way she wants to. But
Okay.
she just does one line of lights. So I kind of came out on top.
So what you need to do is, after that one line of lights, you need to secretly make a Grinch and put it in the yard and taking down that one string of lights.
Well, I know that we're doing the clown episode, right? That you were saying earlier.
Yeah.
It was by accident that we got into clowns. Originally, I was going to buy a bunch of Nightmare Before Christmas stuff because I figured I'm lazy. I can put it up before Halloween and I don't have to take it down until January.
Nice.
But
That's awesome.
my oldest daughter said, "Hey, yeah, that's cool," but she pointed to clown animatronic, and we've been growing since then.
Now, I know you say you're in Savannah. That's not Savannah, Georgia, I take it then.
Correct. It is Savannah, Texas.
Oh, okay. See, I was wrong, Dan. I said he
That's
was
all
from
right.
Georgia.
I was
I'm
going to
sorry.
say, because I was, when you were calling in, it's like Texas.
I'm so
Yeah,
glad that I put this in the
like,
damn
I don't know who
Texas
that
Hunters
is.
group. I was like, oh, the damn Texas Hunters group is close enough to Georgia. They'll like it.
So it's
I never
actually
thought to
crazy
ask it.
because if you Google our old YouTube name, which was Savannah Psycho Circus, it
Yep.
pops up a food truck that's in Savannah, Georgia.
Yes. When I was researching your stuff, that was like the first page was all this food truck. And the
Dan's
food
like,
truck has
why,
video.
Troy? Why did you sign up a food truck guy, Troy?
Well, it's like, well, okay, maybe it's a scary food truck. And I'm like, nope, it's not a scary food truck. What the hell is this? I'm like, what did he sign up? This can't be right. And I backed out. Then
It'd
I
be
went,
awesome for me to put a food truck in front of my haunt.
yeah,
Right.
it's a thing. It's a thing. Yeah. So when I went back on and then I searched it on YouTube, then I found it. And I was
Right.
like, so to jump off on to the hunt thing, you guys do like a vlog too. You guys are considered vloggers. Is that correct?
I mean, yeah, I guess I talk about news when it comes to a home haunter. So I talk about new props that come out. Sometimes I show leaks and they don't really like that I do that. I do DIYs. I comment on like what the home haunter may experience. So I guess you can call it a vlog. But at the same time, like I do unboxings and sometimes I even jump on lives and play video games with my subs. So it really just, I guess you can call it a vlog, right? I don't know. What is a vlog nowadays? Like,
I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, with the fact that you're doing, that you do the live stream sometimes, you're giving away stuff. It's almost like you're not really a vlogger. You're more of a content creator. You're a, not an influencer, but I mean, well, you are, but I mean, you're like 15 different things in YouTube land.
Yes.
Yeah, it's funny because you talked about our live, and one of the things that we do on our lives when we do giveaways is we use one of these.
The horn. Yeah.
Which I call it the ear bleeder. It is a drill that's hooked up to a diesel truck horn.
Oh.
And it will literally make your ear blow up.
That's you got Scuba Spook said you guys gonna be blowing the horns like Jonathan. Yeah, I was watching your live stream. That was the last one that you did, and you were blowing. You're like, guys, stop telling me to blow it.
Wow. But it's funny because we do it for every single person that gives us a super chat. Yeah. Every buck that they give us, we buck off the horn.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to use it for like hearing aids or something because it's deafening.
Yeah. Online, it doesn't get the same. I think it's just the reaction of the fact that you have to blow the horn off.
I rewatch it. It sounds like a gunshot that it's so loud.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny. So, your show, it's all clowns, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So our haunt, we do all clowns. People always ask like, oh, well, why are you only doing all clowns? I mean, I try to theme everything. Every room has a theme of our haunts. And I always found it weird when you would be like seeing a witch or seeing a werewolf, and then all of a sudden there was a clown there. Like that didn't really make sense, at least in my head. So I was like, you know what? If we just did all clowns, it would make sense. This is a crazy circus that comes to town to kidnap your kids, as you can see, right? Which way? This way,
Yep.
And so, yeah, we do 100% clowns. And I don't know anybody else that only does clowns.
No, that's what I was trying to think of a cool phrase to say to you, because I don't like clowns. I'm not a big clown haunt, guy.
Right.
But I respect the fact that there is the talent in how you present the clown, the continuity of that. It is all clowns. There's nothing else. And then just the passion for how far you go with it. And that's your theme. That's what you're going with. And we've all been to the haunted houses that, you start off in a graveyard, and then you go to a zombie land, and then you go to a kid's bedroom and a doll room. And then all of a sudden you're in the clowns, and then you're out in a forest. And it's like, there's no continuity in that. And I get it from a standpoint of, you're just trying to throw a bunch of different nightmares at people and different fears. But when you do something like you guys, where you're going the full way, from the moment they drive down the street to the moment they end, you are all clowns. And so
and realistically, like the way that we do it, we try to do it so it won't be monotonous, right? Like,
right.
Even once you go into our haunted house, we're changing it constantly. And then we will have different themed rooms that the clowns will still fit into. So you can do like a crazy sideshow. You can do a hall of mirrors. There's so many different things that you can do with clowns that I think a lot of people just chalk it up to like, it's a scary clown, move on to the next thing. And they don't really give it the attention that it probably deserves.
Right.
Now, even when you see those clowns like in the haunted houses you were talking about,
yeah,
chances are it's like, okay, you got some neon lights, some black lights, something like that, and you keep it pushing. It's not really like a circus.
Right. Yeah.
So as far as circus, do you dress up in October? Are you part of the scares? And if so, how many others? I mean, is it?
Yeah. So including myself, last year we had 12 actors. This year we're probably going to have to bring more because I noticed.
I just 12. Wow.
12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on. Sorry.
We do a lot. We have like a live fortune teller. We do like a carnival barker, those type of vibes. So it's not necessarily just scare actors, but it's 12 people that are acting for a 2-car garage,
Hell yeah, dude. That's a lot.
But yeah, I definitely get in on it as well. Which is hard because I still try to oversee everything, but I want to have a firsthand experience of what everybody else is seeing and how things are running smoothly, and it's a lot of work. You guys know.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And are you only open one night Halloween, or do you open multiple nights?
Depends on the day that Halloween falls on. So this year it's falling on a Sunday, so we're probably going to do Saturday and Sunday. Last year we did Friday and Saturday.
How did 2 days work out versus one day? I know there's a lot of hunters out there that only do it on the trick or treat day or Halloween, and they open another night. Like I have no success in opening a second day when I do a home hunt. It just there's
So
nobody there.
Really?
Yes, really.
For us, it's been great. And I don't know if it's just because we're the only house that really is doing it to this level anywhere near us. But obviously on Halloween night, it's way more, but we will still get a few hundred on the day before. And it's good for me because I feel like we can iron out the stuff that's really there for the big night.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I've done walkthroughs in the past, and usually I do at least 3 or 4 nights, and yeah, the first couple nights are a little slower and stuff like that, or it's people that really want to come and look at it, and they're not there to, they're like friends and family members and people that have watched you build it, and stuff like that, so they want to kind of look at it. But usually the couple nights around Halloween, it's a constant thing, as you get going, like as you are now pretty well known there. So you have people that come every year. And, so knowing that you'd be open Saturday, you probably are going to get a pretty fair amount on Saturday.
Yeah, it's been a cool thing that people have come up to us and said, we come every year. And to know that somehow my family plays into a tradition of somebody else's family and I have no idea who they are. It's really like a cool feeling that I never really thought of before.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell this story, and I'm sure Troy has already heard this story a half dozen times, and he's gonna be like, "Man, stop telling the story." But Jonathan, you haven't heard the story, so I'm gonna say it again. When I started out doing home haunts, and then I went to the pro scene, and I did a couple years of a pro haunt, and then found out that I can't do a pro haunt and like work a full-time job and have a wife and family that love me. So something had to stop. So I came back, and the 4 years that I didn't have a home haunt and I was doing a pro haunt, my wife would turn the light off at Halloween because the people were so upset that there was no home haunt here. Cause we did our home haunt for years and years and years. And when we stopped doing it, people were asking. Well, when we went back to the home haunt, the 1 year that I took off and I didn't do anything, which was a couple years ago, we did hand out candy and we had a couple characters in the yard, nothing major. I could stand out there and listen to the people walk by. And there was a guy that walked by and he was like, I don't know, he was 18, 19 maybe. And he was with his buddy and his little daughter or little sister or cousin or something like that. And he's like, this is the house when I was a little kid that would scare me. He's like, and I just loved coming here. And I was like, and he wasn't talking to me. He was talking to his buddy. And I'm like, oh my God, I have to keep doing this. Like it has to keep going because people it's amazing what, like you said, like how you play a role in somebody else's like childhood memories. And it's a really cool feeling. And it just keeps you going. It just keeps you going.
But the crazy thing at that is if I wanted a year break, I can't do it.
Right.
I know.
Yep. That is the problem.
And it kind of hurts my heart to hear you say that you jumped into the pro and then,
yeah,
because obviously every home haunter, that's kind of their goal.
Yep.
And now that's scaring me because I was having a 5-year plan. So,
oh no, do your 5-year plan. Do you have kids?
I have 5. Where do you think I get half my actors from?
Oh, yeah. I can tell you if you plan on doing it, you gotta make sure that you have all the time in the world and a strong relationship with your wife, because I can tell you right now, I did it for 4 years. I did a pro haunt and I found the location like an hour and 45 minutes from my house. And it was killer because I wanted to make sure, like you, I wanted to make sure everything was going the way it should be. So I was there from, late Memorial Day, every weekend till October, till we opened. Then I was there from Friday all the way through to Sunday and then doing a 9-to-5 job during the week. It was so much. It was so much. And it was so taxing on a relationship. I don't recommend doing it. So if you do it, make sure you've got your plan ready and you jump in full into the haunt. Don't.
Yeah, part of what we were thinking, and I mean, I'd love to hear feedback from you guys either on here or offline, but is buying a piece of property that we would be able to live on and also scare at. That way, you know, instead of doing an hour and a half or hour and 45-minute one-way drive, I can walk over there in my chonies if I need to.
Yep. And I tell you, that is exactly the way we want to go to is when all of our kids are graduated and out of the house is when I'll jump back into the pro scene, because it is a passion of mine. I mean, everybody that does haunting wants to do the professional thing and at least make something on it, you know, not necessarily, you know, lose your ass every, you know, or do it for free, but it's one of those things where you just have to have the.
It's funny because realistically, I don't really care about making the money on it. I just want to buy more expensive stuff.
Well, yeah, and that's what I mean. Well, you got to make the money so you can spend the money,
Right?
Right.
And having a location is it's the only way I would do it from here on out, is if I had a location that I lived on. It's the only way.
Yeah. I mean, you know, and when I see somebody post on, you know, Facebook or any other thing, you know, saying, you know, oh, I want to go pro, what's your advice? You know, there's obviously plenty of advice that people come up with, but probably the biggest thing is that you need to understand that once you go pro, it's not a hobby anymore.
Yep.
It is a job. There is budgets, there's insurance, there's paperwork, there's licenses, all that kind of stuff. So you have to understand that it's not always going to be, I can just go out tonight and build something. And if I don't build it, it's not that big of a deal, you know? So when people start thinking of it that way, instead of, you know, and you're not going to make profit for several years, you know, and that, you know, there's all the money stuff that goes along with it. If you're fine with that, if you're fine with saying my passion is creating a bigger and better thing all the time, then there are plenty of people who have been very successful with that, you know, and they love what they do. You know, so you'll find people on both sides of pro and home that love what they do and they would never do it any other way. You know, so don't be discouraged from doing it just because, you know, Dan couldn't.
What the fuck?
Well we done. Need a laugh track on this show.
Well done.
That's from Mr.
Right. That was your unicorn one. I apologize.
That was my unicorn entrance. Nobody wants to see that again. But okay, so before we jump into anything else about what you do as, you know, for, you know, outside of the home hunt, what are your plans for this year?
So each year we try to do one big thing that will rival a commercial hunt, because we figure, okay, in 5 years, we will pretty much be a home hunt, but just at a pro hunt at a home location.
Okay.
So this year we are using a swamp laser. We have a squeeze room that we used last year. Starting to incorporate drop windows this year. This is all stuff that we've always wanted to do, but weren't able to do. And then we have some other stuff that I don't want to say too much on because,
right.
You know, like, but we're also restructuring the way that we've done our queue. And, you know, as you guys know, as you go on from year after year after year, you learn about the mistakes that you made the years before. And so right now, going on to our 4th year, we've definitely learned not everything, but a lot of things not to do again. So I think right now the hardest part is just coming up with the themes inside. Is that, you know, we kind of know how the scares work. We kind of know what we want to do and where we want to make them. It's just, how do we theme it, each room, you know, ceiling the floor.
And so most of your props are purchased, right? Do you make any of your own props and stuff like that?
Yeah. So we also make props as well. What I've been doing is, instead of getting PVC and creating my own, you know, movement or what have you, I've been able to find a lot of, because I only deal with clowns, I'm able to find a lot of cheap animatronics that are used that I would never use.
Right.
And I can remove their heads and mold new heads or put masks on. I can change outfits. We actually did 2 props of the rap group, the Insane Clown Posse, and they saw it online and commented on their podcast about our home haunt.
No shit.
Yeah, it's been crazy, super crazy.
Wow.
You're just speechless over that. Magnets, how do they work, right?
I know, right? That's awesome. So
Troy's speechless. I don't even know what to do.
He's like, shit, more clowns.
I don't want to like clowns, but it's kind of rubbing off on me.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of clowns going when going through a haunt, but I do like clowns in haunted houses from a haunter's perspective. I'm with you, Jonathan. I like the clowns, and I don't really care if a clown doesn't even have a fucking room. You know, people in line are like, he'd be standing outside, be like, "Are there clowns in there?" Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
No.
I've literally had people ask me if we have clowns inside.
That does not surprise me at all. And right after that, they ask you is it scary, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Scary?
Yeah. 100%. How scary is it? It's not scary at all. Go on in.
Yeah, I live here.
Yeah.
Why ask me? I saw that you went to Transworld. Did you buy anything there?
We did. I bought. That's where I got my laser swamp from Froggy's Fog.
Awesome.
We bought actually, baby, and my wife's right here. You might have that mallet. I don't remember the company that made these, but we got this UV reflective mallet that is molded after a real circus mallet, like an old one. You can see it's like dented in. This is like unused, but it's foam. So it's not going to be too heavy. It looks freaking amazing. We've done a couple blacklight tests with it. But again, because we're home haunt, a lot of the stuff there is just super expensive.
Yeah. I hear you.
So, it's a double-edged sword because we go and it's like, shit, I want this. Shit, I want that. But we don't have the money to do that yet.
Yeah.
But some of the stuff we can learn from and kind of incorporate it our own way. And, it's some of our stuff looks amazing and some of our stuff might be like the Great Value brand scare, but we're going to disguise it so you can't tell, balling on a budget.
Yep.
Right.
Balling on a budget. So speaking of balling on a budget, we saw, and when I say we, I'm speaking for Troy too. You guys went to the opening of the Spirit flagship store. How did you get involved in that?
Yeah.
So essentially just talking with other home haunters. And
is this an open event for anybody?
It is actually. It's an open event for anybody. The way that they do it is it's pretty much like first come, first serve. So some people were out there camping at like 4 a.m.
Wow.
We were 22 in line. We literally took a flight at like 11:59 p.m. Got to New Jersey, got into I guess Philadelphia. Got into a rental car, drove to New Jersey, got in line, did what we did, got back in the rental car, got back to the airport, flew home. We were up for like 45 hours.
Oh my God.
But it was so worth it.
It looks amazing. How big is that store compared to like other like Spirit stores? I mean, is it chocked full or does it just look like another Spirit store with a bunch of haunters in it?
To be honest, it might be a tad bigger, but they're taking up all the extra room with costumes. And I'm not really there for the costumes. I like to make our costumes.
Okay.
But they have every single animatronic, and depending on your Spirit store, not every Spirit store holds every single animatronic. But it was actually crazy because how can I say this? I'm trying to think about being PC.
No,
I don't kiss ass.
No, that's pretty good.
That's
good.
pretty. That's
right. Like,
as you can
and
get.
So I comment on when like Spirit does something that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Or, they sell this thing and it's faulty, or this thing looks like trash. But I'll also say when things look amazing.
Yeah.
And so some of the executives who were there recognized me, which I was super surprised by, because to me, I'm nobody. How are they going to know? It's big, gigantic Spirit, right?
Yeah.
But they recognized me and they kind of pulled me to the side and said, hey, we all watch your channel. They took pictures with me. They said, we kind of appreciate you being honest, because a lot of other people just say we're doing a great job and we can't really gauge how well we really are doing. So we appreciate it. And then they gave us a bunch of cool free shit. So it was amazing, man. It was a great experience. And I think that we're probably going to go every single year.
Just maybe not like plane, car.
Yeah, no, I need to get a hotel next time. I look like a zombie.
Right.
But the cool thing was that their animatronics, and I don't know if it's because of COVID or what have you, but they only had limited numbers of everything that was available. And so from my understanding, we are the only one with one of the props on the internet, which is Harriet Hustle. I don't think anybody else on the internet, at least at this point in time, has posted any video of it.
What is Harriet Hustle?
Harriet Hustle is a clown that hangs from a trapeze with a knife in her mouth.
Really?
And her face sculpt looks real. It looks really good. Yeah. And she has a weird backstory. I don't know if you guys know this, but Spirit Halloween props have backstories.
I didn't know that. Honestly,
her dad is another animatronic being released this year. And her backstory is that her mom left with an animatronic that was released 2 years ago. There's like a love triangle.
Where is the backstory? Where do you find the backstory?
Wow.
Is it on the box?
It's actually on the box. Yeah.
Oh shit. That's
wow.
hilarious.
I don't think any of us ever read the box.
I didn't either. I was just like looking at it because I was sitting on an airplane with a freaking animatronic. And I'm reading it. I'm like, holy shit. It's a love triangle.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's nuts. If you actually rewind it a little bit, you'll be able to see her face, and it looks so good right there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that doesn't really do it justice. It makes it look a little more plastic than it really looks in real life.
Yeah, I that is one thing that I'm noticing a little bit more about Spirit, and I think partially it's because of how much Home Depot is kicking ass every year. Yeah. Is that Spirit's looking at their stuff and going, we've got to start doing better because our stuff is falling apart. It doesn't look good. Like it looks okay, but there's not a lot of depth to their products. Every one of them is the same type of mechanics. They move, they do this, they do one other thing, and that's it. When I saw that they're bringing out the 3-axis skeleton with then the 3-axis body, I'm waiting for mine to open. And I have the manager like calling me every day saying, okay, we're going to open this day. We're going to open this day. They're still waiting for the display items to come on the truck. They should be here this week. I'm going to be the first one in the store because I have to have that skeleton. I've never said that about a Spirit prop ever, because I've had several and they break all the time.
Right. Realistically, he looks so natural. Like his movement is like crazy. It's not just like, it looks so good in person, so good in person. And his eyes look like they are digital when they're not. It looks badass, man.
I've noticed that a lot of people will say, like, if you talk to people about Spirit, they'll say, well, I liked the old stuff. I like the stuff that was out, 10, 12 years ago. It was made more robust because they only made like 4 items that year. They didn't make 50 or 60 of them or buy, have them produced. And, like I have the swing. Where the girl, it's come in very different forms, and now I think you can just buy just the swing. I got it out of their dumpster, and it is one of my favorite props, and it sits there on. And I've put different things on it. I now have it triggered by an IR, all that kind of stuff, and so but that one, it's looking like they're trying to go back to the old style, and trying to understand that their props are being put outside. They are being used in home haunts and stuff like that, where they're not just put on somebody's porch and gone, people are actually using their props. And so for them to come up and talk to you about that, that's a cool thing. We all know that they're in our groups. We know they go to the shows, and we know that they've stolen ideas before.
Right, definitely.
But at the same time, obviously there's a reason for that. But if they're listening, like we believe Home Depot is listening, and now we kind of have verification of it from a couple of weeks ago. We had Jennifer on, and she's like, no, they actually do pay attention to what we say in our groups, and so the fact that these companies are starting to listen to us and understand that we're not attacking We're just telling you what's wrong with it, honestly. And we're trying not to be rude about it. You know, we're not calling them Scare Factory props yet, but you know, they're getting there, you know? And so for them to be listening to you, I think that's a really cool thing.
Yeah. And it's interesting because it's like you said, I'm not trying to shit on you. I'm just trying to say, dude, this would be so much better if it did this, or if I knew it wasn't going to break. I mean, and a lot of these people that are buying stuff, we're not making money from our haunt.
No.
So you spend $300, $400 on a prop, you're going to expect it to work. I had a prop 2 years ago, literally the first year it was broken.
Yeah.
And I mean, before Halloween came. So it's like, I really hope that
it's the plastic gears. That's what everybody hates on these things. And I know Home Depots have plastic gears too. Some of them do. Some of them have a little more robust. But I mean, the plastic gears, and it says right on the box, not for, for indoor use only. None of these are supposed to be outside. So we do our best to modify it and protect it, but you put these things out in the wind or the rain, it's not built to withstand the weight or that extra movement of the wind going against the movement of the gears, So, we understand that when we go along and put something out there, we understand that is a risk we're taking, but.
Well, and part of the cool thing that it's kind of like a perk to the downfall is that I've been able to take a bunch of the animatronics and take them apart and learn how they work because I had to fix them. Because I wasn't going to go spend another $300. So now I can pull open their mechanism, see how everything works, and sometimes make things I feel work a little bit better by, like you said, you change the gears, or you might change. One of them has like a rubber band that literally it's a rubber band.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they're listening, step their game up this year with the way that they decided to market as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They sent out some boxes to some home haunters that were kind of unannounced, and all of a sudden a bunch of these people went to their mailbox and they had pins and they had these little kind of grab bag type things that nobody was really expecting. And it's almost like a guerrilla marketing that to be frank, Home Depot is just not going to do. They're really trying to connect with the home haunter community.
Yeah Which is good to hear, because we don't need to, be mad at them. There have been plenty of stories in the past where they come out with something that looks exactly like it, but Home Depot has done it too, so, and it's not the stores that are doing it. It's the buyers, and the buyers are probably not the ones looking at our pages. They're the ones going to these shows. They're going to Halloween Party Expo. They're going to ones that are overseas, and they're saying, that looks cool. I'll take 40. I'll take 100. I'll take 1,000. They don't know, because, they're thinking this looks cool. It'll probably sell, where then the store or Spirit or Home Depot itself goes, oh, we didn't know. Like, I remember one was the pool noodle skeleton arch that a haunter made about 3 or 4 years ago. Super awesome thing. No store is ever going to be able to make it with that quality anyways, because he made one. He didn't make 1,000,
Right.
But the very next year, Home Depot comes out with this basically tinsel type freaking archway thing that made that was almost offensive. And then Home Depot evidently found out about it. People were tweeting them and stuff like that. They actually pulled it they didn't pull it from the stock of the stores because it was already there, but they pulled it offline because they said, we had no idea that was somebody else's creation. We just thought we saw, our buyer saw it and bought it, thought it would look cool, and so they're like, they actually apologized, which that kind of, I believe, set the tone for the industry going forward,
Well, that's another thing that it kind of goes with what Dan was saying about Adam job and also wanting to do haunt full time at the same time, is that there's all these people that work seasonal items, seasonal buyers that don't really know what the hell they're doing.
No, they have no
idea.
idea.
If they tapped into, like, for instance, I'm a senior vice president of a company. If somebody else was to tap into me and say, okay, this guy likes to haunt and he's business savvy, I'd have my dream job.
Yeah.
They'd have their dream employee.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that same person has to do Christmas, Easter, all of these other things, and he oversees it, and he's got a million other things on his plate, I'm sure too. So it's okay. Is he going to spend the extra hours just to go through haunters YouTube pages and Facebook pages. I think now companies are broadening out and honing in on just having people just take care of one holiday, and I think that's why we're seeing better products through Home Depot, better products through Spirit, because they're not having one suit take care of a whole year. They have one suit taking care of one season.
Yeah.
Right. And realistically, like when you think about the holidays that sell, I'm sure everybody thinks Christmas. You go into Walmart, you see Christmas stuff. You see Walmart Christmas or Home Depot Christmas stuff. It's just recent years, I feel, that Home Depot has really stepped up their Halloween stuff, that Walmart has actually stepped up their Halloween stuff. They had an animatronic in 2018 that was sold at Home Depot in 2019 for $100 more.
Oh, wow.
Right. So I do feel like there's this surge, and maybe it has to do with the internet, I'm not sure, but this surge of companies paying attention to Halloween, and realistically how much of a freaking bag of money it is.
Right. Yep. Well, and I've noticed, like, I'm part of Atmos Effects has a group that they have on Facebook that they, it's for people who decorate using their stuff. Generally, you only really talk about their stuff. Don't be posting stuff about, the spectral illusions, things like that. But there's a couple of the employees that are in that group. And so when somebody has a question, they hop on and they answer, or they're watching what people are saying. And so they're starting to tailor stuff to what they hear in that group. They release information to that group first. They put out polls. Hey, would you like to see this, or this next year? So I think it would almost be cool if a rep from Spirit and a rep from Home Depot would be in these groups and acknowledge that they're in there. Instead of hiding back there and being like, I'm just going to watch and see what people post in Haunters Hangout, come out and say, hey, I work for Spirit. I want to listen to you guys. I'm going to watch what you guys say. And I'm going to take that back to our design team and our consulting team.
That's exactly what I would do if I were in that position.
Yeah. I mean, it's a free think tank.
Yeah.
They used to have to, give somebody a free backpack or something like that.
Right.
Meet a bunch of kids at the mall and ask them questions.
Yeah. But to
just
know
jump
that
online.
they're listening to us, like when I heard that, from Jennifer a couple weeks ago, that they were actually listening to that group specifically and seeing what they were doing with it and what they liked about it, what they didn't like about it, that was like, okay, these people are serious about not just selling things and making money. They're actually thinking, okay, what can we bring them that will make us money? That they will want to buy. I'm sure the guy who went up and said, hey, I've got this idea. I want to put a giant, 8-foot tall skeleton horse. And then the next year comes out and says, how about a T-Rex? Hey, how about a 12-foot tall skeleton? I'm sure that guy, when he first came with that skeleton horse, I'm sure he was laughed out of that room.
Yeah.
And then look at what started.
I would still laugh him out of the room for the T-Rex idea. But that's
the T-Rex thing. I
do
don't
clowns.
know
What do I know?
That was a weird pivot. It was weird.
It was. It really was. And then
they went to eggs and Triceratops one. It was weird. It was like.
Do you think it was the same guy?
I have no doubt.
That went from the T-Rex to the 12-foot skeleton.
And it was probably like, what, my 12-year-old daughter or son really likes dinosaurs, and I really want to try this. And he's like, I got the skeleton horse through. Here's a T-Rex.
You know what? That T-Rex.
He was an old paleontologist that was laid off.
Yeah.
That T-Rex came out the same time as those inflatable T-Rexes came out, didn't it?
The costume?
The costume.
Might be, I think so.
I bet that's why they did that. Now that I'm thinking about it. Anyway, yeah. I always think it's like, whoa, what am I going to do next? I'll do a 13-foot skeleton.
It's just going to go up a foot each year.
Well, and I noticed already this year, they've already got costumes. You have to really look for them on the Home Depot site, but they have costumes for the 12-foot skeletons already. And one of them is a Christmas one, and one of them is a Halloween one, I think. And so they're already thinking, just like they did with the horses. It took them about 3 years to bring out the saddle and the bridle and stuff like that. But it was, so they're thinking, oh, these people are already, animating it and they're putting clothes on it. We should have thought about clothes earlier, Yeah,
they're already ripping off people's ideas a year later.
Right. Yep. But yeah, I mean, when I saw you submit your video to the award show, I saw what you had, and then I went on to your YouTube page and saw how much content you have on there. Do you have any? I was looking a little bit. Do you have any how-to videos, or do you primarily just do unboxings and stuff?
Yeah, so I have a couple how-to videos. The reason I didn't do too many how-to videos last year is I was still brand new to YouTube. I'm not even on the 24th will be a year I've been on YouTube.
Oh shit!
So
congratulations!
Yeah, it's been crazy.
Well, you have 5,930 subscribers.
Yeah, and you want to get to 10,000 by November 1st. Is that correct?
That's the goal. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. See, we're subscribed. We're subscribed. See right there.
Yeah. But I mean, as it gets closer, I mean, it might be a possibility. It really might be.
Oh, it will be. I don't see any reason why not. You keep putting out the content that you're putting out. It's very engaging. I sat and watched a bunch of it, so you're doing a good job.
Yeah, I try to do things differently too, because I feel like a lot of people they'll open the box, they'll show you the stuff, they'll put it together, they'll plug them in.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make people laugh. I want to make
you're
people
way more
entertained.
creative. Yeah, it's your creative process is way better.
Yeah, so I definitely try to make people, we have so many inside jokes that my subscribers throw back in my face, and they've opened up a Discord and they got pictures of my face as like smiley emojis and stuff. It's been like just a fully incredible experience, YouTube.
So was it this video that got you in trouble? Was it the Morris costume?
No, that was the second time that I uploaded something. But realistically, I don't know, Dan. I don't know if you know the story of how I got in hot water over these Morris costumes leaks.
No. I want to hear it though.
Yes.
Okay, so they did I think it was the Halloween and holiday show. I don't remember.
It was the virtual Halloween Party Expo show.
There we go. Thank you.
Yeah.
And it was virtual. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Let me look into it. And I knew a bunch of home haunters were watching YouTube because for some reason they were thinking that the digital convention was going to be live streamed when nobody was at a location.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So I found out that you can just join for free. And I did. And I started making all these appointments with all these different companies, explaining I'm a YouTuber, that I report on news, that I make videos. And one of them was with Morris Costumes. And the Morris Costumes rep accepts my meeting. We get on the meeting with each other. And he says, well, do you want to see what we're rolling out for 2021? I'm like, yeah, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know that I make content on YouTube, right? He's like, yeah, that's fine. Okay. So he starts sending me a whole like PDF of every one of their animatronics, all the details, photos, their product codes, everything. So I figured it's news, right?
Yeah.
And I made a YouTube video on it, and it blew up. And then next thing I know, the head of Morris Costumes is contacting the head of the expo, and the head of the expo is reaching out to me instead of just Morris reaching out to me directly, which was like, you were okay with me being on the phone for an hour and 15 minutes when you were trying to sell me something, but you can't jump on the phone for 2 minutes to tell me to pull something down.
That is hilarious. I did hear about this, but I did not know it was you.
Yeah.
It was me, unfortunately.
Oh my gosh. That is funny. There
was a bunch of other companies that reached out to me too.
So what was it that they had an issue with? Because in all honesty, we go to this show. We go to Halloween Party Expo and we video this stuff. Shit, I talked to fucking Morris,
Yeah,
Right.
but you remember we weren't supposed to be on, because I got mad at, God, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Haunted Hills Productions, because they were over there videotaping on the Halloween Party Expo side, and we were told, like, you could, Dan, because you were with the show doing content, but like I was not supposed to walk around and videotape anything on the Halloween Party Expo side because it was not public information yet.
Yeah, but what the fuck? That's what I was hired to do.
Right, but you were told where you could do it, when you could do it, not just walk
Not
through.
really, but okay.
Right. I
Well,
mean,
that's
what is
the other thing is like realistically, if the dude was like, "Hey, man, I'm going to show this to you. Don't show anybody."
Yeah,
I would have
Then you
respected it, but he didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Right.
He was just like, "Hey, check this out. Check this out. Check this out." Okay, cool.
Yeah. I bet you that guy got in trouble too.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah. Well, then.
Sorry, he's probably now a paleontologist creating skeletons for Home Depot.
Triceratops skeletons. They haven't made the rollout yet.
Stegosaurus.
Hansine says that prop behind you is dope. Love those spinning eyes. Did you make that or did you?
No, this is actually one of those things from Spirit, one of their display pieces.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, they had this last year, I think it was, and I wasn't going to use it outside because it's made of cardboard, so I just put it in the background for my studio.
I love it. I love it.
Awesome. That's awesome.
I think I got it for like $10, something like that.
Yeah.
Super cheap.
Yeah.
Any of the stuff that Spirit, and I don't know if everybody knows this, but any of the stuff that they create, and actually I met when I was at Flagship, met the guy who designs all of that in-store experience stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But any of the stuff that they make and they set up like their little scenes, if you go the day they open, don't go 4 days later, go the day that they open, they'll have a booklet of everything and the prices, and you just write down what you want. They'll tell you what the cost is. You can either pay for it then or pay for it on October 30th, and then they'll let you take it home. So I don't ever incorporate any of that stuff into my haunt because
It's
I'm
not
not
going to
going to
last.
put something up last minute.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But it looks wonderful here,
It does.
Yeah, no,
I really like it.
that's why. I mean, I actually like, because I noticed in your video they've got where the two like coffin shaped things are, and then the pumpkin little conveyor belt. They've actually made several things this year that I think haunters are going to want right out of the gate. That as long as they're in the inside, as long as you're in a garage, you should be able to use a lot of their things. I know years ago I think they were plastic, but they were those trees. They were the brown trees that had, and you had to click on the branches and stuff like that. I know several haunters that got those, but it was really early on when people didn't know you could get that stuff. So it was afterwards, like a week later, somebody's like, "Look what I got from Spirit." It was like, "You can get that stuff?" And then it was like, "Oh, now it just started blowing up that you can get their displays and stuff." And I know before it was like when I walked in there one time, they had my kids were much younger, and they had one of the costume signs with the different characters on it. And I was like, "Oh, it was after Halloween." And I was like, "Oh, can I, what are you guys doing with that? I know you guys put it in the dumpster at the end in the recycling." And they're like, "It's $50." And it was like a sign like this big by this big, and it was cardboard. It was flat. And I was like,
50?
Yeah, I was like, "That's $50." He's like, "Yeah, they told us we could charge whatever we want for it." And I was like, "Okay." So the next night I went back, and it was sitting in the recycling bin, completely flat, ready to go. I'm like, I'm not paying you $50 for a piece of cardboard. So I've noticed.
Right, and now your kids have a Paw Patrol sign.
That's right.
Yep.
Many Fortnite signs I have gotten out of that recycling bin as well. But for them to it looks like now with those little signs they put out now on the actual displays, they're normalizing it. It's the same price for every store. A manager's not able to go higher or lower. I'm sure on November 1st, they probably could go lower to get it out of there, especially if they don't have to tear it down, So
right.
You can obviously wheel and deal once you're there on November 1st,
I know that conveyor belt you were mentioning, my wife, she wants it. And I'm like, how can we incorporate that into a circus? It's a conveyor belt.
Yeah.
But she doesn't care. She somehow wants to
put clown heads on it. Now you have a clown factory. You're making clown clones.
Or just cotton candy.
Cotton candy, yeah. Or just
so
candy.
It's funny you said that because we have a huge section that is dedicated to cotton candy this year.
See, there you go.
So I had this. I worked at a haunted house years ago.
No, you didn't.
No, I'm not going to name it. They had a cotton candy scare. It was a camouflage scare. So it was a wall of cotton candy, and then somebody wore a black suit with cotton candy attached to it, and they like propped their body in there. Oh my god, they blend
So
right
it's like the teddy bear guy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the teddy bear guy or the the ghillie suit guy.
Yeah, the polka dot. Yeah.
Oh, it was fucking amazing. It was one.
So
of
I'll give you one of our scares.
Yeah, one of the scares, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Okay.
So we are doing the cotton candy cocoons from Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh yes.
And we're hanging them from the ceiling, so you have to push them away as you go through. And one of them is actually an actor. We've turned one of the cocoons into a costume. So when you go to push him, he'll be able to turn around and scream right in your face.
No, that'll be cool.
I hate are you making the cotton candy cocoons?
So I tried to make them and they look like shit. I'm expanding foam and all this other crap. I tried so many different things. So Trick or Treat Studio sells cotton candy cocoons, but they're not stuffed. So I literally just bought 4 or 5 of them and made it easier.
So they look like these. Hold on, I'm bringing up the screen share. They look like these. to anybody that just popped on.
Wow, this show got inappropriate real fast.
Those are cocoons, we swear.
That's right, they're cocoons. They're not, oh my god! So
look, there's over in the corner. There's 2 of them right next to each other.
This is so wrong in so many ways. Look, this is a dissection of the sack.
Oh yeah, there's a dice.
Wow.
That's where your cancer was.
This is bad. This is just bad. Troy's out of here. Troy just said, screw it up.
He doesn't want to be associated with it.
Wow. Anyway, did we that was just all screen here. Hold on. Is Troy coming? Troy, you coming back? Coming back so we can close this night out?
I am.
What are you doing? Are you changing?
He's getting his own cotton candy cocoon ready.
Yep, all sorts of provocative, all the way to the end. Did I just hear a zipper?
What has this turned into?
It's not pink, but
I don't even know what to say. Okay, well, Jonathan, I can't even look at the screen.
You just have that laying next to you?
You'd be surprised what I have laying next to me.
Well then.
Oh my god.
Well then, Jonathan, well, thank you for coming on tonight. I really appreciate you giving us the lowdown.
It's hot in here.
Mechanic Circus. Yeah, I wonder why. It's hot over here too.
Starting to sweat.
I don't even know what to say. It's so hot. Anyway, thank you, Jonathan, for coming on tonight. I really appreciate it. Hope we can come back and check out your show in October online. I really want to. If I lived in Texas, I'd already be there, but
I appreciate it. It's been a pleasure, guys. This is an awesome experience. Thank you guys so much for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. We'll definitely stay in touch, and we'll keep updated on what's going on. And hopefully, your dreams and aspirations on your 5-year plan make it to that point. So, and Troy, whose dog is that? Is that your dog, Troy?
I have to protect my.
That's yours. It's a dog barking at you.
He's looking at the screen. It's the bone.
Yeah, it's the fucking. He's all excited about the sacks, and now it's just a screen.
I'm going to Monster Mud. I'm not.
Oh, you're going to Monster Mud? Is that why we're all dressed up?
I have to go Monster Mud some skeletons.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody for coming on, Troy. Who do we got next week, Troy? Before you go monster mudding away.
We're gonna have a special guest, meaning we haven't booked somebody yet. Hold on, let me look.
Jonathan, it might be you next week.
Yeah, we'll get the audio fixed though.
Yeah, we'll get the audio fixed.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you next week. Keep on scaring.